We want to tell you the story of our biggest fight ever, and it was in public.
Like, people were like whispering and talking. It was that bad.
Are you sure you want to do this?
There's no going back.
Listen.
Just give me a sandwich and I'll be happy. I can't tell this story if I'm hangry.
Recently, Ellie and I got into a very large fight. Let me know, as a married couple, fights, arguments, disagreements, it's a common thing. It happens. Jinx. The difference about this fight.
We don't typically have hash outs.
This was the
And
biggest
in
fight
public.
we have ever had, and it was in public.
Like, people were like whispering and talking. It was that bad.
We want to tell you the story of our biggest fight ever. It was really, really
It happened
bad.
a few months ago, so we needed to like
let the storm settle a little bit before we told you this story. We want to talk about what happened, why it went wrong, and what we could have done differently to avoid the situation entirely. But before we jump into the fight, we have something else we want to do that kind of will help ease the tension a little bit.
I've been wanting to do, I don't even know if mukbang is still like a huge thing, but I've been wanting to, let's just get in the car and we'll tell you. Let's go. Let's go get a drink.
We're gonna need it.
Thank you for coming to Ford Assistance Sanity. How can I help you today?
Hi, can I get a 16-ounce Dr. Raz?
16-ounce Dr. Raz. Anything else for you today?
Frosted sugar.
And a frosted sugar cookie? Thank you.
Hi, welcome to Fizz. What can I get started for you?
Hi, can I get a 16-ounce of Berry Bad Doctor? And a sugar cookie. Ooh. Bye! I don't want to do the car wash. Is this the line for the car wash or the drink place?
Looks like we're getting a car wash.
We might be getting a car wash at the same time. There's a drink sign right there. And donuts. I think we'll be okay.
Can't wait to eat the cookies too and test them.
That says Splash. Is this Splash, not Fabulous Freddy's?
Well, I think it's in Fabulous Freddy's. It's called Splash.
A Dr. Pepper with like raspberry.
Razzmatazz?
Yes.
Okay.
And then, do you guys have the sugar cookies here too?
Yes.
Perfect. One of those would be great. Okay, all right. Oh, my foot's caught in the door.
That cookie looks great! Okay, one more stop.
One more.
I want to eat these cookies
I want
now.
to drink these so bad. I am parched.
Let's speed over. Instead of coffee shops on every corner
It's soda
in Utah,
shops.
there are soda shops, donut cookie shops on every corner. And we are getting the last drink and cookie.
Cookie! You would think with how we're acting, we don't fight ever. Ever. Ever.
You don't.
Ever. A 16-ounce raspberry dream and a sugar cookie.
And a frosted sugar? Okay.
Yep. And that should be it.
Awesome.
Oh, it's cold. You feel that?
Oh,
That feels good.
there is no frosting on it.
Thank you. Have a good day.
I can tell you what cookie is going to be my least favorite, which is sad because it used to be my favorite.
Give it a chance.
No, I already
give it
know
a
it's
chance.
gonna
You
suck.
haven't bitten to it today.
I bit into it like 2 days ago. Should we go find a parking spot and eat all our goodies?
Before we get into our fight, we thought it would be fun while we're telling the story of our biggest fight ever, especially in public. We would
Do a
see
little mukbang.
which one's our favorite with the drinks and the cookies. Let's start with our hometown hero. Our favorite, especially when we lived up in northern Utah, basically the only soda shop that they had up there,
The only
Swig.
one.
It's a Dr. Pepper with raspberry, coconut, and sometimes a little hint of vanilla. But for the most part, all of these drinks are supposed to be very similar.
And we got a sugar cookie from every place.
The drink's good.
Unfortunately, they changed their cookies like a year back. They've never been the same. I knew I wouldn't like it. There's hardly any frosting on it and it's dry. Like, it doesn't taste anything like it used to taste. But their drink is good.
The drink is really, really good. In fact, where is it? I want another sip. I'm not a huge fan of coconut. I usually substitute coconut for vanilla. Where do we begin with this story?
We love dog-friendly stores.
Yes.
If a place allows you to bring your dogs, we like to bring ours. There was one day, it was me, Jared, the 3 boys, and 2 dogs. That was a lot.
So
we
that
went
was our first
into-
strike against us.
Yeah. We went into Cal Ranch. We were getting, I think, like some dog treats and some bedding and stuff. We walked in, we have our masks on.
Usually I have Penny because Penny is a 60-pound muscular dog. She is stocky. She's low to the ground for a lab.
And she's strong.
And she is so strong. So I usually hang on to her, and she does really, really well because we've taken her places where you're in stores and there's distractions there. She does really well. We got everything done that we needed to, and we were going to the checkout line. Ellie said, instead of all of us standing at the checkout line, I'm gonna go over here where they're advertising this gazebo, and I'm gonna sit down with all of the dogs, or both of the dogs, and all of the kids while you check out Jared. I was like, great, that sounds like a plan. She's off maybe 15, 20 feet away from me. This is where the intensity goes from 0 all
to
the way
130.
to 11. Oh my gosh. Penny loves to play. Penny loves dogs. All she wants to do is sniff other dogs and jump and play because she's a lab. That's what labs do. There's a dog that comes in, and probably the same size as Penny, so a 60-pound dog. And I see Ellie, and I'm like, crap, I need to tell Ellie that there's a dog coming in. Now remember, we have our masks on. The volume you don't project as much. Without raising my voice, I say, Ellie, there's a dog coming, watch out.
And I'm over there, 15 feet, and I'm just like, what?
With 3 kids and 2 dogs.
I'm like, what? What did you say? And then he says it again, and all I hear is like, mum, 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 mum. I'm like, what? I figured it wasn't that important. And so I was just like, whatever.
Then Penny saw the dog.
Normally, if we can foresee something, we will remind Penny, Penny, you sit and stay.
Mm-hmm.
And she really is good. But where we were in a new place, I was distracted. She probably could feel that we were all distracted. She saw a dog. If the dog makes any sort of like
Penny's-
it'll excite her.
Yeah.
I'm holding Penny's leash and she beelined it.
Mm-hmm.
Dragged me like 2 feet. I let go of the leash because literally it was like...
It was yanked out of your hand.
So she beelined it. And as she beelined it, I hear you much louder go, Ellie!
Because I was like, you weren't holding Penny.
And so as I'm leaving the kids, hearing Jared yell my name, running for Penny,
Basically,
at the
you were
front
on
of
the ground.
store. Yeah, I was on the ground. At the front of the store, there was a man with his dog and Penny. It was very unlike Penny, and it upset me very much. She was way excited and was like,
Penny-
the dogs were just, they weren't fighting, but they were just like at it.
Well, she didn't attack the dog, but she will make a judgment based on how the dog reacts to her. If the other dog is very playful, she's going to be very playful. But if the other dog is
It's like, rah, rah, rah,
she's
she'll
going to
do
that too. She's like mirrors what is happening.
Yeah, so it just wasn't a good situation. And as soon as I ran over there to grab Penny, this older man, and this is probably what ticked me off the most. This older man goes, oh, she got my leg. And I know that Penny did not
There's
bite him.
not a chance.
But I know that he was being very serious because I'm sure she did like
Bump into him.
Bump him. I like grabbed Penny's collar, ripped her aside. Me and her were secluded. I turned my back to their dog and to him, got Penny calmed, and I turned around and I said, I am so sorry. I said, that was my fault. I am so, so sorry. Because I didn't want him to be like, your dog bit me, rah, rah, you need to put your dog down. Like, you hear of those situations, and I was just dying inside. As soon as I had turned around and I said sorry, luckily, he didn't stay and linger. He just went off.
Which is the exact right thing to do.
Thank you for doing that. He just went about his way. As I was turned and getting Penny calm, my mask goes down and I'm like, Jared, you did this. Why didn't you tell me?
She is dropping swear words.
livid.
She is screaming at the top of her lungs.
This is
in
putting me
anger.
in a very bad light.
Well, I think we'll get to that. We'll get there. Don't worry. This is not your fault. Oh, are we moving
Sip
on?
sanity time. So far,
Whoa.
that's good.
That's good. That's like creamy good.
It's creamy. And their cookies are almost like caramelized in a way, or like graham crackery.
Let me have a bite.
Their crust is like graham crackery. It's chewy. Mmm.
I don't like this cookie. I would have a swig cookie over
What?
this one.
Okay.
This one is too cream cheesy.
Yum, 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 yum.
Blech. Meanwhile, I'm coming over here. Ellie is yelling up a storm, as she probably should be.
And the first thing Jared said to me was, "Be quiet." And I was like, I am not gonna be quiet. I said, next time you see a dog coming, I said, take down your mask and say, Ellie, a dog is coming, and put your mask back up so that I can hear you.
And she's not exaggerating. That's exactly what she said.
Yelling.
She's yelling at me, and my first thought is, oh crap. Let's get Penny to the car right this second. Ellie, you go with the kids. I'm gonna take Penny to the car. Ellie wouldn't let me. She wanted me to hear it right then and there, and I deserved it, and the kids were just sitting there like, what
the
is
hell?
happening?
Everyone stopped.
Oh, everyone in the store, which luckily there weren't a ton of people. There were probably 10 people in the entire store, and all 10 people could probably hear every single word that was said, because it wasn't said, it was yelled. Ellie is standing on the leash, and I'm like, let's get into the car right now. We need to go right now. It doesn't matter about the car. The car is at the checkout line. That's the least of our concerns right now. I can take care of this once I get my family and Penny in the car. Ellie would not stop standing on the leash. She wanted me to listen to it. I stopped. I listened to her. She got off. I said, please let me take Penny. I was not talking like that. I was yelling too. Let me take Penny to the car. Get off the leash so I can take Penny to the car. So I took her to the car, right? And then I came back in.
I walked out.
With the kids in Copper.
I said, come on kids, let's go. All three of them hurried and got up. They followed me. We walked out to the car. We got in the car and I sat there and bawled. I was so upset about what had just happened. And I think you were trying to talk to me, because that's what we would normally do, is just talk it out. And I wasn't having it. And I said, please stop talking to me. And you kept talking. And I said, Jared, I'm not talking about it right now. I said, you need to give me a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And then then we were kind of fighting. And then that's when the kids were not happy. They were like, what's going on? Mom's mad.
They're in such a close proximity of us yelling
They were
that
not
it kind of
happy.
set things off even more.
We stopped talking, stopped fighting in the car. We got home, got the dogs in the backyard, got a show on for the kids, told them that we were going to talk, and then we were able to kind of calm down and talk about what had happened.
We're going to take a little break. We're going to take a sip of fizz and tell what we think.
Fizz, let's do that. Their cookie looks dry with not much.
Oh.
It's like doughy. I do not like that cookie at all. Nope. So far, Sip Sanity is my favorite.
It's like fluffy.
Yeah, I don't like that. Once we're home, we each talked about what bothered us and what happened and what we should have done to avoid it differently. I said I couldn't help but not yell. It escalated so quickly.
The first thing that should have happened, I should have communicated stronger to Ellie that there was a dog. Brace yourself with Penny. Even if I had to lower my mask, if I had to raise my voice, Ellie, careful, there's a dog coming, that's the first thing that would have avoided the entire thing. Would you agree?
Yes.
That's what I could have done differently. What could you have done differently?
Don't get out of the frame. I could have not yelled.
Mm-hmm. But I think it's important that I understand exactly why you did that.
I could maybe say it wasn't your fault and it was an accident and it happened.
Like, what if I didn't see the dog? If I had no idea
Then
the dog?
I wouldn't have yelled at you. I think I was yelling at you because
I didn't.
Because I knew you were trying to talk to me, but I also knew you were just trying to be nice to people around us.
Mm-hmm.
rather than be like, hey Ellie, there's a dog.
I think if I would have said something clearer, nothing would have happened.
I think we learned our lesson that we do not take both of the dogs into stores with all 3 kids. Either it's me, you, and the 2 dogs, or it's the kids and a dog.
Oh yeah, we could have avoided the entire situation by not even bringing the dogs, but I like to bring the dogs on field trips every once in a while. It's a good thing for training, and that was a perfect example of why we need to have a little bit more training and more field trips under closer care. The cool thing about this is that Ellie and I both learned about each other, how we react in those situations, and it took us to another level as far as communication.
That's Fabulous Freddy's.
I love and admire that we're able to step back, take ourselves out of the situation, and communicate and solve a problem. And we do that a lot before those things happen. This is unfortunately a situation that we couldn't really predict.
And when crap hit the fan, it hit the fan hard.
I mean, I'm just surprised at your expletive vocabulary. It's pretty amazing. We're working on more training with Penny, with distractions especially. We're taking Copper individually to store so he has a better thing. But I mean, Copper weighs 10 pounds. He's not the hardest to control.
Yeah, Penny really is good. It just was a crappy situation.
Right. And another thing that has come out of this that has been a positive is the kids are a little bit more receptive to it too. It was so sweet. We took Penny to another store a few weeks later. Yeah, a few weeks later.
Same day.
And Jackson was like, "Mom, be careful, there's a dog." and it was loud and direct.
And I said, "Good job, Jackson. Good job for raising your voice and letting me know."
And Ellie shot me a look like, and then we laughed so hard.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's cool about it is the kids, saw something from it.
They're like, "Ugh."
We don't want that to happen again. But we can laugh about it now because we both learned from it. And it's just an experience that as a couple, you kind of are glad to have learning experiences.
Yeah.
Going through it sucks, but what comes out of it is the best.
Yes. Oh man, life can be so flippin' hard.
I'm sweating talking about this.
It's not fun.
Do we still love each other?
We do.
And we wouldn't be making this video if everything hadn't been resolved.
Yeah.
This is okay. There's too much coconut in it for me.
That cookie presentation looks the best from
It
Fabulous
does.
Freddy's. My favorite cookie and favorite drink is Sip Sanity.
Really?
Yep.
My favorite cookie is this one by far. The frosting
looks
level,
amazing.
it's so good. Oh my gosh.
It looks amazing.
Let's rank the drinks from worst to best. Okay?
Fabulous Freddy's.
Yep, I agree.
Is-
Fabulous Freddy's is at the bottom, which is
Is four.
technically Splash. Fabulous Freddy's is the gas station that Splash is in.
Then Fizz.
Fizz, for sure. Like that, they're like bottom tier.
Yeah.
Fizz and Splash,
Which
I
Fizz
think are...
is always busy. I think
Yeah.
people are not going to be happy about that.
Swig is 2.
2.
Yep.
Oh. Sip Sanity is number 1. It's
There's
my
something-
favorite.
It just is smooth and creamy. There's something about it that is so good.
So good.
The cookies,
Oh, by far, honestly,
you're gonna be surprised by my ranking.
Okay, what's the worst?
Sip Sanity is the worst cookie.
Okay.
I do not like that cookie. The frosting is like, oh, I'm eating straight cream cheese.
Okay, and then what?
This is what, Fabulous Freddy?
Fizz.
Fizz, okay. This is number 3. Swig is number 2 for me.
Okay.
And then this one was number 1. Splash. Fabulous Freddy.
Yeah, my least favorite is Fizz. And then Swig,
Yeah.
because they changed the cookie and the frosting is, unfortunately, there was no frosting. And then this one,
Splash.
Splash, and then my favorite is probably your least favorite.
How funny is that?
Because it's just so good. Like, the cookie is like a graham cracker.
This cookie reminds me of what Swig used to be,
Yeah.
except Swig would serve them like cold,
Oh,
which was the best.
I loved them. They were my favorite cookie.
Swig, always be our hometown heroes, but Sip Sanity is
It was pretty dang good.
great.
Well, I really wanted to do this mukbang for a long time. We really wanted to tell you about that unbelievable fight that didn't put either of us in a good light at all.
Nope. We're good now. We're great, and we're better for it. This is typical Jared. It's like, what can we find? How can we find the light in the story? Failure is one of the best teachers.
Oh, and I'm just like, gag me!
I want you guys to send us a DM on Instagram or tweet us what your worst fight experiences was like that you were able to resolve. That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
I want to know resolution fights.
Thank you guys for watching.
We'll see you guys in our next video.
Cheers.
Bye.